Hello, I'm Jae Yoon Han, majoring in English education. Let's start the presentation. We have three steps in part one. The first step is manage your time in 5 minutes a day. There are three details in step one. First, jot down tasks and deadlines on a list whenever they arise. Carnioper says you should prepare a calendar and a list. The reason is to reduce your daily stress levels. Then, how should you use a calendar and a list? First, you should jot down new tasks and assignments on your list during the day. Second, next morning you should transfer these new items from your list onto your calendar. Third, you should take a couple of minutes to plan your day. Next, transfer these to-dos and deadline to your calendar every morning. Carnioper says you should update your calendar and figure out what you should try to accomplish every morning. The reason is the only shares time management thinking that you should do for the whole day. Then, how should you do that? First, you should transfer new items onto your calendar. Next, you should move the to-dos that you planned for yesterday but didn't complete to new days on your calendar. Finally, you should look at the calendar entry for the current day. Next, plan your day each morning by labeling your to-dos with realistic time frames and moving what you don't have time for to different days. Carnioper says if you can't fit all the to-dos into your schedule for the day, you should move the remaining items onto the calendar entries for future dates. The reason is things will come up, so you don't assume that every hour that looks free in the morning will stay free throughout the day. Then, how should you do that? You should jot down a quick reminder on your list in the things to remember column as soon as they occur. Next step. Step 2. Declare war on procrastination. First, keep a work progress journal and every day record what you wanted to accomplish and whether or not you succeed. Carnioper says you should keep a work progress journal because a work progress journal is a simple tool that takes advantage of this reality to help you defeat procrastination. Then, how should you do that? Each morning, you should quickly jot down the date and the most important tasks that you are scheduled to get done. At the end of the day, you should record whether or not you succeed. Next, when working, eat healthy snacks to maximize your energy. Carnioper says if you want to defeat procrastination, you should provide energy. The reason is low energy breeds procrastination. Then, how should you do that? There are 4 ways. First, drink water constantly. Second, monitor your caffeine intake carefully. Third, treat food as a source of energy, not satisfaction. Fourth, don't skip meals. Next, transform horrible tasks into a big event to help you gather the energy to start. Carnioper says, when studying for something you don't especially enjoy, you should make an event out of it. Because it will have jump start your motivation to tackle your horrible task. Then how should you do that? You should find a out-of-the-way restaurant, coffee shop, or bookstore cafe, and set a time to bring your work there. Next, build work routines to make steady progress on your obligations without spending too much of your limited motivational resources. Karen Newport says you should make a simple good habit because the idea are to greatly reduce the effort required to launch a productive day. Then, how should you do that? You should identify protected hours and use them to do the same work each week. Finally, choose your hard days in advance to minimize their impact. Carnivore says you should cut out 1 or 2 days to preemptively designed as hard, because you can reduce their negative impact by proactively rescheduling hard days on a regular basis. How should you do that? You should try to plan relaxing non-academic activities immediately before and these days. Next, step 3, choose when, where, and how long. There are 3 details in step 3. First, trying to fit as much work as possible into the morning and afternoon, between classes and obligations. Karen Newport says the best time to study is early. There are 3 reasons. First, we are too tired from working all day to study effectively at night. Second, you have more things to do at night than we realize, and we do not have a lot of time before we need to sleep. Third, nighttime is the time we should be socializing. Then, how should you do that? You can study effectively by going to the library when we have an hour in between classes. Next, study in isolated locations. Karen Newport says that isolated spots prevent you from being distracting, because changing locations prevents you from burning out at any one place. Then how should you do that? You should know of a nearby study spot for squeezing in study sections between classes. Finally, take a break every hour. You should break from 5 to 10 minutes after 40 minutes, because you should study from 40 to 50 minute increment for maximum retain. Then how should you do that? You should find something you can concentrate on from 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you.